Yeah.
This says, let us interrupt you. Episode 47. We're about 3 episodes away from doing episode 50.
Mio.
And this is sponsored by, well, I think we're our sponsor. We're not by Mio. We have.
Never mind.
Anyway, he's Michael Smith. I'm Joseph Olivo. We have a lot to get into, a lot of discussion.
A lot
of Drew Brees news right now, a lot of Drew Brees teasing, a lot of him throwing it up in the air of whether or not he wants to play football, doesn't want to play football. He doesn't say he doesn't want to play football, blah, blah, blah.
Pull a Tom Brady or something.
Basically, it's going to be a year later in his retirement. It wouldn't be like, actually, no.
It will be like a few days.
Well, yeah. But anyway, Celtics got the win over the weekend. The
Blues
got eliminated. I already talked about that on Saturday.
Celtics.
Red Sox won yesterday. They beat the Astros. They are playing the Astros later on tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Celtics play game 1 in Miami tonight.
Yep.
The Heat.
Celtics will win that series. I don't care. Celtics in the finals.
They are. They're
Celtics, Warriors, and the Celtics better win. But I won't be upset if the Warriors win.
Vince Wilfork got into the Patriots Hall of Fame. He's the
well-deserved
32nd player to get in the Hall of Fame, the 6th player to get voted in first ballot for the first time by a fan vote.
Next is the NFL Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Probably not first ballot, but I see him getting in there.
Probably about 20 years down the road.
20?
15, 20.
I say like 5 or 10.
He didn't have a lot of years in the NFL either. I mean, he only played for about 10 years.
Calvin Johnson played 9 years.
Well, Calvin Johnson was the.
Man, Calvin Johnson was a different breed.
That's a difference. It's a difference.
Luke Kuechly played 8 years, but he was a different breed too.
A lot different breed.
Luke Kuechly's the Hall of Fame. I don't care what anyone says.
It's like a white Ray Lewis. Only Ray Lewis had more stability and wasn't injured. So that's really
true.
Really the only difference there. We can get into discussions and debates all day long about this, but we got more to coverage. NFL schedule 2022. Big changes for Monday Night Football. I found this article today. And Sean Payton replacing Jimmy Johnson in the NFL Fox analysis stuff pregame. Colts signing Phillip Lindsay and Angel Stadium being put on hold by the FBI. I got more about that story.
Wait, what? I
didn't
hear about that.
Yeah, that's a big story about that one. I'll get more into that one in a little bit. Deshaun Watson might be suspended sooner than later.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I have another story here.
Some wrestlers walked out last night on Monday Night Raw.
That's it. Well, a couple.
I'll get on that.
All right, he'll start ranting about that. Right now, we're gonna start with Celtics Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
This was a game 7 to remember if you're a Celtics fan. It was a butt whipping, complete domination. Great second half by the Celtics. I would say the great end of the first half, really by the Celtics as well. They killed the Bucks. That's all I'm going to say about this. They absolutely destroyed.
They absolutely murdered.
They destroyed the defending champions. I mean, that second half alone, they outscored 61 to 38 in that second half. Grant Williams led the game with 27 points. He was 10 for 22 in the game. Had 7 3-pointers in this game, tied for the most in any Game 7 in NBA history. This was the Grant Williams show. He basically put the team on his back. He basically came out to play in this game. He wanted to make a statement. He wanted to be part of Boston Celtics Game 7 history. There you go. I mean, he basically delivered for you in this game. He was 10 for 22, like I said before, 7 for 18 for 3, 27 points. No assists, 6 rebounds. He's at the hell of the assist. I'm winning this for my team. Jason Tatum had 23 points. Look, another way of looking at it is that Tatum's already elite now at this point. He did his part on Game 6. This was a Grant Williams show here. Al Horford was in there. He had 6 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. Tatum had 23 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds. Smart had 11 points, 10 assists, 7 rebounds. He had a double-double. Jaylen Brown had 19 points, no assists, 8 rebounds. That was pretty much it here. The only players that really had some points in this game off the bench was Payton Pritchard with 14 points, White with 3 points, and Fitz and Nesmith, who got the late 3 pointers late in the game. Giannis in this game honestly disappointed a lot of people. 10 for 26, 1 for 4 from 3. He had 25 points, 20 rebounds. He only had 8 points in the second half of this game. He missed a lot of shots in the second half. The Bucks overall in this game shot 4 for 33 from 3. 4 from 33 3-point range. That's
4 for 33.
That is 12%.
That is terrible.
That is by far the worst. Celtics in this game for 3
In a
points.
win or go home game, you should not
Yeah. Guess what the Celtics shot in that game from 3? 22 for 55. 22 3-pointers.
Yep.
That's all I got to say about this. They couldn't stop the 3-point shot. I think if Chris Middleton was in this series, Celtics would have won this series. I think the defense would have absolutely bombarded Middleton like they did to Giannis in this game. Brook Lopez was like the understudy in this whole thing. He basically came out of his own shell. He had 15 points in the game, I believe, and he did. He had 10 rebounds. He had Holiday had 21 points, 0 for 6 from 3, 9 for 21 shooting. Not a good day for him. Wesley Matthews had 3 points, and Grayson Allen had a whopper 1 point. Whoopty flipping dude.
Goat.
That's all I gotta say. He is the goat of sucking. Want to talk about a complete failure in Utah and now almost basically a complete failure here in Milwaukee? Well, there you go. He had a job. He was
Duke legend, failure in the NFL. I mean NBA.
There you go. Exactly. He may as well be a failure in the NFL too. If he wasn't in the football league.
Oh, he would not make it. He wouldn't even make it to like the first practice in the NFL. If he
wouldn't even make it to the first press conference. Never mind the first practice.
He wouldn't even make it to the locker room.
That's true.
Like, yeah.
He wouldn't even make the team. He wouldn't even be drafted.
Right.
He wouldn't even be a undrafted free agent. He'd be just
there.
Be there, just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Celtics smashed the Bucks in the face. That's all that you need to know. I might as well give you the highlights for Game 7 of the Suns Mavericks game because that was a doozy. That one was a.
I also wanted the Suns to win.
So did I. I really did.
Now it's Warriors Mavs.
Mavericks get the blowout win, 123-90. It was 57-27 at halftime. It was embarrassing. A complete no-show by Booker, by Bridges, and really by Paul. I mean, mostly by Paul.
Paul averaged only 10 points the entire series.
Yeah, and he was 4 for 8 in this game. You talk about a game where you're looked at as a veteran leader on the team, and here you are, no-show it.
As far as I see it, Chris Paul is still one of the best players of all time. I want to see him get a ring. Pretty sure everyone wants to see him get a ring.
I think he does.
How old is Chris Paul? Isn't he like 35, 36?
Yeah.
He probably has the next 2 years to compete for a ring.
I think so.
And then that's it.
Literally,
last year was his best chance.
Yeah. Was in the NBA Finals. They're up 2-0 in that series, and they got destroyed in the next 4 games. I mean, that's just something up for you right there. You talk about the embarrassment, though, by the Suns. So basically no show in this game. I mean, Booker was pathetic. Bridges was pathetic. Ayton was pathetic. The whole bunch of them were pathetic.
No, all
of them were absolutely pathetic. And Luka showed up and showed out.
Better luck next year.
It was by far the most lopsided Game 7 victory I've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I think I'll have the Suns as my favorite for next year.
Yeah,
honestly.
I mean, we'll see. But I don't know about next year. But anyway, Mavericks. I think this was the largest halftime lead they ever had in a Game 7 by 30 points, most in franchise history.
It was like 57-27 at halftime.
Yeah, 30.
Luka had as many points as the Suns did as a team at halftime.
Yeah, and the biggest Game 7 win for anybody since 1948. So that was an embarrassing, pathetic home loss. And I think, in a way, it kind of sums up their season. I mean, you talk about a Game 6 where they just didn't even show for that one either and got blown up by 30. Same case here. Game 7 here. The only difference is this time around right now it was at home. I think they just quit. I just think, honestly, I look back and watch that game, and I watched that game like 5 times. And the first thing that popped in my head was they just flat out quit.
Yep.
They just flat out quit. And Patrick Beverley had a good line. He was on First Take. He had his take, and he's excellent on this First Take. He said, I would eat a steak and drink some wine before going against Chris Paul. And I think he said something about Steph Curry. Because he basically doesn't fear Chris Paul is basically what his thing was. All I need to do is this, and for Steph Curry, I need to focus on Steph Curry and get my sleep. He could do it all. Basically saying he could do an all-nighter when it comes before playing a game against Chris Paul, and needs his focus against Steph Curry because Curry's one of the toughest players. And he's saying that he's been. And Matt Barnes goes on all what the hell, all that smoke podcast on Spotify, and he says that was disrespectful. That wasn't a good take. Blah blah blah. Matt Barnes is basically being the woke of the NBA at this point, saying that's not a good take. You know, when you got people out there who've got personality and have no filter, that's the best thing.
That's the best thing.
That's the best thing for a sports show. And
if you show no personality, no excitement whatsoever, no one's gonna.
And
hear
try
you.
and sell, and you try and act all innocent and kind and equality and all that bullshit. It's like enough already.
No,
enough already. Patrick Beverley had it right. He's saying he's the best player in the world. He's the greatest player ever. I'm like, Giannis, what can I do? I'm only 6 feet tall. What else do you want me to do? That was a great take by Pat Beverley, by the way. Go back to the first take and watch it. It was an excellent take on his part. I think it was on. I don't know if it was on yesterday or today. It might have been today. Or it might have been yesterday. I don't remember. I got to look back for it. But anyway, it was a great clip. Him and JJ Redick have got the best freaking takes on First Take. If there was a panel right now that would replace Stephen A. Smith right now on ESPN because he has a desire right now to do late night shows, JJ Redick and Patrick Beverley would be one of those guys I would pick.
I listen to them all day.
They have great hot takes. They know what they're talking about. They've experienced it. They have the experience to show for it and to prove it. They have the stats to prove it. They got the research to prove it. They did their homework. To me, you got a guy like Ryan Hollins, a tall 6'10" dude, who averages 2 points a game and can't even make the Big Three league. I don't know how he has a job on ESPN still, but apparently he still does. I don't think he's on First Take.
Also, since we're on the topic of NBA, did you hear about the Rajon Rondo news?
I was going to get into that, about him having actually just having a gun near a woman.
There's baby mama. That's insane.
That was his baby mama too?
Yeah.
Was that really his baby mama? I thought it was just some other woman. I didn't think it was a baby mama. I didn't hear about the baby mama.
His wife or baby mama? I completely forgot what it was.
All I know is when he was in Louisville, Kentucky, he had a girl at a good point. It was actually a week ago this actually happened. The allegation came out this week. That was kind of screwed up if that was a baby mama. If I'm Rondo, I would say get some help, buddy. Get some therapy.
Yeah.
Seriously. There's no need to be holding guns to your baby mama like that. That's really is a baby mama. I thought just I was some random woman that he was hooking up with. He's having to be separated from a baby mama. But, not a good thing to hear. Not a good thing to hear at all.
Pull a gun on family during scary outbursts. Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah. It's not that surprising.
It's not that surprising.
I mean, you hear stuff about Rondo. Rondo had a little bit weird since he's been off the Celtics. He's had some issues with Ray Allen. He's had some.
Also, ever since he left the Celtics, that's when downfall his career happened.
He's been on a downward spiral. That's another player that's had these issues too. Delonte West, ever since he left the Celtics, same thing with him. He had some downward spiral issues. Now you got Rondo now who's having the exact same problems. I mean, it's just you hear stuff like this, and it's not surprising. Because it's going to get worse.
Honestly, Rondo could have went down
and worse.
Rondo could have went down as one of the best point guards of all time.
He could have.
But once he left Boston,
that
was it.
It was nothing. Yeah, might have been either a glorified bench player, some guy added in a rotation, or
talk about stunner growth.
Or
there's actually this YouTuber I watched called Stunner Growth. He goes over like players, how they could have been great, and like what the factors that came into them, like preventing them from being great.
Yeah,
actually a great YouTuber. Recommend watching him.
Yeah. Anyway, so moving on from basketball to baseball, Red Sox beat the Astros last night 6-3. This was the Whitlock show last night at Fenway. DJ, what was it? Stevie Aoki was at the game last night throwing a ceremony first pitch.
Aoki,
and by far the worst ceremonial first pitch of all time. This didn't even get to home plate.
I didn't even see it.
He basically threw it over home plate.
I'm looking at it right now.
And threw it into the stands on the net thing that would like protect like the fan base behind home plate.
Damn, it was that bad?
It was terrible. It was not a good thing to hear. It was not a good. I watched the clip this morning. I said to myself, the first thing that popped in my head is, was this guy playing football? Was he playing baseball? Because the way either he thought he was in center field throwing his pitch, or he.
There's a video top the best first pitch ever.
The best first pitch.
Right, I'm gonna look at it right now.
But that was by far the worst first pitch ever. But anyway, enough of the first pitch part of it.
Well, I'm gonna look at
the news was the Red Sox, a much needed win. Even right now, they're 7 games below 500 still. Trevor Story was the man last night. He was the man who was on a mission last night. Red Sox were up 1-0 at one point. Verdugo hit into a fielder's choice.
Oh my God, that was terrible.
Oh, it was. I'm telling you, it was a bad pitch.
That thing went over.
Fifth inning, McCormick hit a home run for the Astros, tied it at 1-1. Wild pitch that allowed Cordero to score. Gurriel in the 6th inning hit a sacrifice fly. Altuve hit a single to center field, which allowed Castro to score. Trevor Story hit a home run out in the Green Monster, 428 feet. Tied the game at 3-3. J.D. Martinez doubled the center field right there, allowed Enrique Hernandez to score. And Bogarts hit a 2-run shot, made it 6-3. And that was your final. Red Sox win 6-3 last night.
Mm-hmm.
Give you the other scores from last night's games last night. Cubs beat the Pirates 9-0. Giants beat the Rockies 7-6 last night. Tigers beat the Rays 3-2. Marlins beat the Nationals 8-2. Yankees beat the Orioles 6-2. Blue Jays beat the Mariners 6-2. Brewers beat the Rays 1-0. Rangers beat the Angels last night with Syndergaard on the mound last night. Syndergaard did not last one inning last night. The Rangers beat the Angels 7-4. White Sox in 10 innings beat the Royals 5-3. Twins beat the Athletics 3-1. Dodgers beat the Diamondbacks 5-4. And the Cardinals and Mets were postponed last night. They had a doubleheader today. I believe their first game ended today, I believe. Or it's still, no, it's just started. It's only the second inning. Damn, I was wrong. Anyway, Diamondbacks and Dodgers had a doubleheader to make up as well, so they are up 1-0. And so did the White Sox and Royals. There's a lot of doubleheaders on today. Jesus. Anyway, they're up 3-0. But that's it. That's enough baseball talk. Very short baseball subject there. I usually go on a rant about this, but it's the Red Sox. It's a work in progress. We'll see what happens. They still have no real closer. Whitlock was the man last night for the Red Sox last night. I think he had, let me see, before I get off that topic. He went, let's see, 5 innings last night, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. Pretty good, solid night for Whitlock. Pretty good. Can't say it was blow away, but it's pretty good. Didn't get a decision, unfortunately, but what are you going to do? He's a relief pitcher right now, as a starter pitcher right now, because their starting rotation is good because they don't have Chris Sale right now. It's not great. Would be number 1 right now if they had Chris Sale. But unfortunately, Sale's out with the injury still. So what are you going to do? Shit happens. Let's see. We got Vince Wilfork talk. Vince Wilfork, 32nd player for the Patriots Hall of Fame ever to be elected. Sixth time for a first ballot in the Patriots Hall of Fame. He's a 2-time Super Bowl champion. That's all you need to know. He's a 2-time Super Bowl champion. He played for the Patriots for 10 seasons.
Patriots legend in my book.
He is a Patriot legend. He's a go. He's a go for Patriot Hall of Fame. As far as
that
NFL
big
Hall of Fame goes,
gut just coming at you.
Exactly. He's got 2 career interceptions, multiple tackles, 2 times,
multiple Pro Bowls,
multiple Pro Bowls. Yeah, awesome guy, awesome dude,
go
nice fellow. He is a go as Patriot legends would go.
Patriots legend.
I think as far as football goes, I mean, I don't think that's really the right word for it.
Top 500.
I would say
in terms of D tackles, what would you rank him?
Man, I would rank him at least.
I'll say probably
in the lower 500s, maybe like in the top 600 or 700 players that played before him, maybe.
I mean, I'm talking about all-time defensive tackles, not all-time players.
About time go by tackle of all time. That's
defensive tackles.
Oh,
that position.
Oh, I would say out of how many players though?
Just all time. Like think of
I know.
Think of any other D tackle.
No,
better.
I know, but like how many defensive tackles of all time? Like you think about like pass.
Well, I think of the best D tackle. I say Mean Joe Green.
Yep. I would think of him. Yep.
Aaron Donald.
Yep.
Yeah, Aaron Donald's a D tackle.
Yeah, he is.
Probably even Ndamukong Suh.
Suh's in that conversation too. Yeah, I would say Joe Green, Donald Suh.
Suh.
Trying to think who else.
There's a lot.
There's a lot. That's the thing.
I would say Albert Hansworth, but he kind of he washed off.
He washed up. He was a washed up husband.
You got that contract, and it was just like no.
Yeah, that was the end of that one. Arapko is another one. He was a defensive tackle for Tennessee.
Brian Arapko?
Yeah, wasn't Brian Arapko on Tennessee? Am I saying the last?
He was a linebacker.
He wasn't a linebacker. Number 98.
Brian Arapko.
He was a linebacker?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Linebacker / DN.
Oh, never mind then.
He wasn't. He was okay. He wasn't.
How about Robert Mathis? Was he nose tackle?
DN. He weighed 230 pounds.
Really?
Can't be a D tackle at 230 pounds. You'll get murdered.
He could have been. He overpowered most of them. Wait a minute. Shit.
He was D. Let's see who else. There's a lot of D tackles.
That's the thing. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not easy picking out the list. I got to think of the top 3. I just.
Oh, it's kind of hard.
Justin Tuck.
DN.
No, I thought he was nose tackle. Because Stray I know was a defensive end. I think Tucker was the Justin Tuck was the
Well, Tucker's like a little bit of both, to be honest.
Yeah, but his main position, I think, was actually nose tackle. I'm pretty sure. I could be mistaken. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Let's see.
Top defensive tackles of all time because there's a lot.
Isn't Calais Campbell a nose tackle too?
See, Warren Sapp, John Randall.
Warren Sapp, that's right.
Randy White, Bob
Randy
Lilly.
White, yep. Wait a minute, I gotta redo my
Reggie
list.
White.
Reggie White. Actually, let me redo my list.
Geno
Reggie
Atkins.
White. Joe Green, Reggie
Fridge
White,
Perry,
Warren Sapp,
Jerome Seymour,
William Perry, Aaron Donald, Sue,
Richard Seymour,
7th. It's been a while. I had more names in my name. You know when you have a brain fart.
Honestly, I see this list. I honestly put Vince Wilfork.
Wilfork, I would say, is
Top 20.
Top 25.
Yeah.
I'd say top 25. I could go on a list about this right now, but we'll be here all day. We'll be discussing stats and stuff like that. We got
Cortez Kennedy.
Oh, yeah, that's another thing, too. I didn't know that one.
Like I said, there's a lot.
There's a lot of them. Yeah, there's a lot in the list.
Yeah.
Wilfork is at least at top 25. He doesn't even come anywhere close to the top 7 I just named.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, Vince Wilfork again. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Well deserved.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely deserved. Let's move on to the NFL. Let's move on to Drew Brees. Supposedly they've been teasing right now that he wants to play football. He's denied it. Of course, he's denied it because why else would he say, "Yeah, I want to play football again"? Because the question is right now who would want him. But I'm going to say hypothetically, if
the Saints would probably want him back.
No, here's my theory. I think they want to stick with Winston. I think Winston would work out for them just good. He had 14 touchdowns, 3 interceptions before he got injured.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll give you a few teams right now that could probably use him for one season.
Texans?
No. I would say the Dolphins.
Bears?
The Falcons. And maybe
Lions?
And maybe the Lions, yes.
Hmm.
Dolphins, Falcons, Lions. All 3 need a quarterback for 1 year. I'd do it. I'd run it back, get myself in Detroit, either there or Miami. Could you imagine Drew Brees and Josh Allen and Mac Jones in the AFC East? Imagine that AFC East for a minute.
That'd be crazy.
How interesting that would be.
Mm.
That'd be awesome. Be an awesome AFC East. I mean, I would say the Saints, but I just think to myself, I don't think they want him. I don't think the Saints really want him. But do I believe he's going to go back and play football? It's
honestly
probably it's a long shot. To me, it's a long shot, and I'll give you why. The interest is not there. You know, it would seem like a guy who was content. Like, at this point, what's he got left to prove? Yes, he could break the Brady record if he really wanted to after one season, but Brady at that point would just get another 6,000 or 7,000 yards to top it.
Facts.
So he wouldn't be breaking that. He wouldn't be breaking Tom Brady's Super Bowl record because he's already got that in the bag by so many at this point. Brees had to play like another.
Yeah, like I said, Drew Brees should just
at this point just stay retired. You had a great career. You're one
great career.
Super Bowl, second in passing yards.
Honestly, probably extremely underrated.
Extremely underrated. Definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer. Mm-hmm. At this point, to me, there's no reason for him to go back and play football at this point. And I think if you go on a team like
there's nothing else to prove.
The Dolphins to me seem like a realistic thing. The problem is Mike McDaniels would not be the right head coach for him.
Mm-hmm.
He just wouldn't be the right head coach. The Falcons, as far as I'm concerned, Arthur Smith, not the right head coach for him either. I mean, Matt Ryan left because of him. He wanted out because of Arthur Smith. Wasn't gelling with him. I'd say the Detroit Lions. The only problem with Detroit Lions is I don't take Dan Campbell seriously. I think Dan Campbell's a goof. I think he's a goofball. Now, you could say Carolina maybe with Matt Rule, but he's another goof. Actually, he's a tool bag, actually. He's a tool bag. But Carolina wouldn't really work out. Chicago, they got a defensive-minded coach in Matt Alvarez, a former Indianapolis Colts defensive coordinator. Mm-hmm. So that wouldn't work out either. My opinion is on this one, they don't need you anymore, Drew.
Just stay retired.
Just stay retired, man. Tom Brady's the GOAT. That's all there is to it. He put you out of your misery. He'll do it again if you do come back. If you want to go to broadcasting, great. Go to broadcasting. We already know NBC dropped you because you couldn't do so well in the ratings. So you were not good in the pregame. Not a good. He was a decent analysis at best. He wasn't that great. The fact he was that bad in the ratings, though, says a lot about him. It says a lot about his personality and what he needs to work on for play-by-play analysis or whatever he would do. But it's okay. Nobody's perfect in these things. First time, it's not the end of the world. Mm-hmm. You know, you got to do what you got to do. But do I want Drew Brees to come back in the NFL? No.
Honestly, no.
No.
Just stay retired, man.
There's no reason for it. Absolutely no reason for it. Now it's time for the NFL schedule. Might as well get a crack at this NFL schedule. We were supposed to go over this on Saturday. We had too many stories going on. We had a lot of things to do on that week. So we'll get you started with all the teams. We'll go by who they play that week. We'll start off, of course, with the New England Patriots because why not? We might as well get it out of the way. The Patriots play at the Miami Dolphins week 1. Patriots play the Pittsburgh Steelers week 2. Week 3, their home opener comes against the Baltimore Ravens. Patriots are at the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field. Detroit travels down to New England to face the Patriots week 5. Week 6, we get the Patriots in the Browns. We don't know whether or not Deshaun Watson is playing in that game. He might be suspended, might not be suspended. Who knows? Never know.
He's actually in the meeting with the league offices right now.
Right now? Oh my. Bears at the Patriots, Monday Night Football, week 7. You get to see Troy Aikman and Joe Buck on Monday Night Football if you're a big time Joe Buck and Aikman fan. Even though they'll be broadcasting week 1 with the Broncos and Seahawks. We'll get more on that in just a second. Patriots at the Jets, Colts at the Patriots, Jets at the Patriots. Patriots go and play on Thanksgiving Day against the Vikings, week 12, week 13. There's a lot of slew of primetime games here. There's at least 4 or 5 of them here. Patriots Vikings being on an 8:20 on primetime on Thanksgiving. Also got Bills Patriots the next Thursday on primetime on Amazon. You have Patriots and Cardinals on an 8:15. You have Patriots and Raiders on an 8:20 on a Sunday Night Football game. So they played 2 Monday Night Football games this year, one out west, one at home. They have Christmas Eve against the Cincinnati Bengals, and they have a home game against the Dolphins, and they travel to Buffalo for the last game of the 2022-23 NFL season. So that's just the Patriots. Now let's go to the Miami Dolphins. Might as well. It's easy to click on my phone here. The Patriots are at the Dolphins. I already said that. They're home against the Patriots week 1. Packers. That's Christmas Day. My bad. I don't know why I got switched there. Oh, that's why, because I have my favorites on here. Anyway, Dolphins and Ravens week 2. Week 3, they're home against the Bills. Week 4, they're at the Cincinnati Bengals for a Thursday night showdown. You get to see Al Michaels and Kurt Herbstreit broadcast that game. Week 5 will be the Dolphins at the Jets, Vikings at the Dolphins, Steelers at the Dolphins, home again at the Lions, at the Bears, home against the Browns. I believe they have a bye on November 20th, so they have that week off. Thanksgiving weekend itself, they're home against the Texans, at the San Francisco 49ers, at the Chargers, at the Bills. They have 3 straight road games here. New Year's Day, they play against the Patriots in New England, and their last game of the year is at home against the Jets. Might as well just keep on going with this one right now, the stretch of games right now. So the Jets right now, we'll see who they play. Week 1, home against the Ravens. Week 2, at Cleveland. Week 3, against the Bengals. And week 4, at Pittsburgh. Week 5. I'm sorry, week 5. Oh, yeah, week 5 against at home against the Dolphins. My bad. The 16th, they play at the Green Bay Packers. Week 7, they play at the Denver Broncos and Russell Wilson. They play at home against the Bills. They have the 13th against they have a bye on the 13th. November 20th, they play at home against the Jets. Not home against the Jets, sorry. They're at the Patriots, sorry. They're not the Jets. 27th, they're home against the Bears, at Minnesota, at Buffalo the following week. Home against the Lions, home against the Jaguars, Thursday night game on 8:15. At Seattle and at Miami. So we got through that stretch of games. Let's go take a look at who the Buffalo Bills are playing. We'll stick with the AFC.
Honestly, there are so many games to go over. How about we save all this for an episode where we just go through a schedule and do our predictions?
Why we do the predictions? Like if we're gonna be picking the games.
Or how about Yeah, your mom's back.
Oh, she is back. Oh, crap. She's back. We might as well get through the AFC East part of it.
All right.
Because we have one more team. We're not gonna. It's gonna be a lot to go through every single game here. We probably won't go through every game.
Yeah, because honestly, going through every single game will take forever.
I know.
But
I just realized that just
It would be better if we just like save it for like one full episode where we just go through the schedule and do our predictions.
What was that? Did something just break?
Just break it!
Just heard something drop.
Yeah,
anyway,
so save that
so
whole.
we'll get to the Buffalo Bills schedule things. We'll do that. We'll do that one last thing. We'll move on because we got a lot of stuff to talk about. I didn't know how long this was going to take. But anyway, we'll go to the Buffalo Bill one, and that's it. They open up Thursday night against the LA Rams, facing the defending Super Bowl champions. They have a Monday night game at home opener against the Titans. They're on the road after this in Miami to take on the Dolphins. They're on the road again, like at the Ravens. They return home to face the Pittsburgh Steelers. They go back on the road to Kansas City to face the Chiefs. They have on the what's this? Let me find it here. I thought I had. Here it is. They have a bye week on the 23rd. The 30th, they are home against the Green Bay Packers Sunday Night Football game at 8:20 on NBC. November 6th, they play at the Jets. They come back home to face the Vikings the following week on the 13th. The 20th, they face the Cleveland Browns. The 24th, they play on Thanksgiving Day to take on the Detroit Lions. Let's see what else. See, this is like the one thing about reading on ESPN. Like they have like my favorites on there, so they move the favorite thing away from the order of the schedule, which is really weird, really annoying. I can't stand that. They have a Thursday night game on December 1st, the week after Thanksgiving against the Patriots in New England. Yay! Okay.
Yes.
Anyway, 10 days later, they play at home against the Jets. They have another home game against the Dolphins. They're at Chicago on Christmas Eve. They play the Bengals on Monday Night Football.
Chicago finna whoop that ass.
And the 8th, they have their last home game in the regular season against the Patriots. So that's the 4 games we're going to get through with that one. We'll get through the rest of them at another time. We probably won't even get through all of them, let's be honest. But anyway, so that's that. That really hurt my eyes looking going up and down the camera. So anyway, let's get to the story of the week right now. Big changes for Monday Night Football coming into effect as of this week, or as of next season, I should say. For the 20, they're saying now possibly I have the story right here in front of me. This is it right here. So this is what I found here. This is starting for the 2023 NFL season. So I made a mistake. I'm putting the 2022 season. So it's for the 2023-2024 season. I had to edit that in the description after I do the episode here. But this is what the report has been said. This was by USA Today. Barry Warner was written last night. Monday Night Football is iconic. In 2023, there will be plenty more of the NFL staple. Adam Schefter had the vice president of broadcasting scheduling, Mike North, on his podcast yesterday. This is on the Adam Schefter podcast. Monday Night Football will have the ability to flex games in weeks 14 and 18 starting in 2023. Additionally, there will be 3 Monday Night Football doubleheaders. This is per what Mike North had said. The week 18 flexing is somewhat vexing as that would be the final game of the regular season, which typically finishes completely on a Sunday. There have been Saturday games in the final week, so wonder if that is a part of the strategy behind this decision. So that was what was quoted in the USA Today thing. Here's my opinion on this thing. I don't mind the double headers. I just kind of mind it when it's towards the end of the season. That's where I draw the line here. It was fine in the beginning of the year. Because to me, it's interesting. You get a couple of doubleheaders. It's like,
showcase every single team,
Yeah, you showcase every single team here. But to flex it and have 3 doubleheaders, like 3 weeks of doubleheaders to me, or triple headers, or whatever.
They say like one in the beginning, one in the middle of the season, one at the end.
No, it's between weeks 14 and 18. So they're gonna have like double headers between that.
So 3 doubleheaders in 4 weeks.
Right. To me, I think that's much. To me, that's just watering down the product. To me, I don't like it. I think if you had to make something that's worth something like the first,
everyone watches football, but like
the first 3 weeks is fine. I don't mind double. I don't mind double headers. I don't even mind triple headers for the first 3 weeks. If you want to do a triple header, by all means do it, because at that point, we're already past the prestige of opening up games. At that point, you're opening up the scenery of opportunities for that first week, for that first 3 or 4 weeks. I get that, but when it's playoff time, why mess with the schedule? Why mess with the team's momentum? Why mess with any of that with all this being flexed? With
so much on the line.
With so much on the line, so much going on. I don't understand it. I don't like it. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's the stupidest thing that this guy could have ever come up with. If it's more excuse right now for ESPN to get more viewership, I don't know how that's not a thing, considering it's only one network being shown all over the globe. There's no way it would not be. I mean, if it's trying to get the non-sports fan, that's just dumb too, because they're not used to watching that much pride in that one scenario for 4 straight weeks towards the end of the year, when really they're already washed out and tired from the first 13 and a half weeks.
Facts.
So you're telling me, like, let's just flex all these games where most of the time they're all going to end on Sunday anyway, but let's add an extra day or two to it. Why? Why does it matter? At that point, it makes no sense. I remember back in exactly. I remember in 2020 when they flexed the Washington football, they were called at the time. They weren't. Now they have a dumb name now.
Redskins.
Commanders.
No, Redskins.
More like Command Woke. Anyway,
Commander-skins.
Commander-skins, exactly. When they played that Sunday game at the end of the year, they wanted an NFC East rivalry game, and they picked out a crappy Eagle team that was completely exhausted. Washington, who already had a Division I by that point, with Dak Prescott, who was out for the rest of the year, and you were down to the Giants, who sucked. There were so many better possibilities to flex that night, and the one game you want to flex is a crappy NFC East thing that was already decided before the game even began. So it wasn't even like it wasn't decided. It already was. Washington already swept the Dallas Cowboys. So even if the Dallas Cowboys won that, let's say the Dallas Cowboys won, because by that or won their thing, even though by that point they already had like 10 losses already that year. Let's say they won in the Commanders' loss. Washington already won the division. They already swept the Giants, and they were sweeping the Eagles that time. So difference. I don't understand why you would flex that particular game, knowing that this team's already won something. Now you want to have it now where all four.
If it was flex, it should have been a game that had a lot on the line.
Exactly, and now you want to flex games now that you don't even know if there's gonna be a lot on the line. Don't flex it. If
there's nothing on the line, if it's like trashy teams.
You want to know something? If you want to flex it, I'll give you a flexing option. The only times you're gonna allow to flex any games is between week 8 and week 11, and that's it. Those are the only weeks I can accept. Only weeks I can accept. The other weeks, no. If you want to flex a night game because the other team that you already had scheduled sucked, then get rid of them by week 16. There's no point of waiting to the last minute to flex a game unless in that moment it's still a good matchup. It'll drive more viewers in. Fine, leave it then. But if you know it's going to suck and you don't change it right away, you're a fool. You're a fool. You have a chance right now to change the game, make it happen. Flex it then. But don't flex 4 weeks of it and then water it down and have 4 straight weeks of doubleheaders in Monday Night Football. Especially, you don't know who the broadcasting team is going to be yet at that point. You don't know where the travel is going to be at. You don't have the hotels planned out. You don't have the reservations planned out. You need to have a plan. And this right here is half-ass, complete bullcrap. Mike North, as this broadcasting guy, as usual, who, unless he's paying the dime here, and I hope that he is, he probably isn't, but he probably should think about that. That's my opinion. That's my hot take. You want to flex some games, do it week 8 and week 11. Don't do it 14 through 18. It's better than they already had an extra game of the year for more product, for more dough. But to do it where you're gonna water it down for 4 straight games from 14 to 18, God bless you. It just no. Just don't waste my time with that. Don't waste my time with that bull crap. Anyway, enough about that topic. I got my self-esteem out of that thing. Sean Payton got a report coming out today on Fox, according to Fox Sports, has got a job at Fox Sports. He is basically, they're trying to lean out Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson being phased out of the pregame. Jimmy Johnson at this point, he's aging. I understand it. He wasn't really at the studio most of the time. He was basically doing his work from home. It's understandable. I get it. Guy's been running around for a long time in the NFL. I get it. It's understandable. To me, Sean Payton got a lot of personality. He's got a lot of personality. He belongs in that conversation right now with one of the great analysis, one of the greatest coaches to coach in this sport. That's all there is to it.
Yep.
Period. Sean Payton, great replacement as far as I'm concerned. And it's honestly, I think this would probably fit him better. I think even though he's got personality anyway to do both. I just think realistically here, this is a good call. Sean Payton to replace Jimmy Johnson, I think it's a good thing. Now, Terry Bradshaw, he definitely get replaced. That guy can't talk for more than 5 minutes without slurring his words and not even know how he's doing. He's pre-games most of the time or post-games most of the time. Mm-hmm. Plus, he loses himself in the conversation. He actually say players' names wrong or I feel like he's dyslexic 90% of the time. He can't talk.
Yeah, it's just that old age.
And no disrespect to the legendary quarterback.
No disrespect whatsoever.
He's a 4-time Super Bowl champion. I understand that. But if you're going to replace Jimmy Johnson, you got to replace Terry Bradshaw. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. I can't sit through the tie anymore watching during halftime. Try to go as fast as possible. And he's like, heavy. Like, it's like, I might as well be watching Looney Tunes at this point with him. It's like, okay, you got to go. Anyway, what are you doing?
Slapfest.
Why? Smacking the crap out of that thing. I can't even hear myself think.
Mio.
I know, I get it.
Next topic.
We're going to go from that to, what is our next topic? Our next topic is going to be,
is it wrestling?
No, it's actually,
Not
I got another article in here. I got to talk about it here. I do my research and find my interesting stories. Longtime college football head coach. This is according to another thing I found on Newsbreak today. This is through the College Football HQ by James Parks. College football coaching community got some tough news as longtime coach Calvin McGee suffered a major heart attack. This is according to Football Scoop. It would be hard to find a more beloved coach than Calvin McGee. He could really use all our prayers right now after suffering a major heart attack. He, 59 years old, has been coaching college football since 1996, starting at South Florida as tight ends coach before he landed at West Virginia, where he was the offensive coordinator, and was assistant head coach at Michigan, as well as an offensive coordinator at Michigan. Over the last decade, McGee has worked at several programs, including Pittsburgh, Arizona, as an assistant head coach, offensive coordinator, and running back coach. McGee landed at Ole Miss tight end coach in 2019, and he spent 2021 as a running back coach at Duke. So he's been all over the scoop really for college football. All over different schools, different states. And prayers to him and the family right now. Hopefully he does okay right now. He suffered a major heart attack. Hopefully he fights through it. He's a strong dude. He should be able to beat this. Anyway, so moving on from that, that was a quick topic there. I found this article the other day about Tom Brady on here. This is another Tom Brady story. This is people predicting about his broadcasting career right now. And he's still got another year of football left, so I don't know why they're talking about broadcasting still with him. But this is according to CBS Sports. And this is what I found out right here. Will Tom Brady, the broadcaster, want to flip off and swear at himself? How he says to deal with the NFL media. This is what was said here.
Wait, what do you mean? Like,
I guess they're trying to say that is he allowed to be unfiltered?
Will he bring his football personality to a booth?
Yeah, basically.
I'll say why not? He should.
I say
do it.
I'd say
allow it.
Let me tell you like this.
Make football rated R.
Patrick can rip Chris Paul to shreds. Then Tom Brady can rip himself to shreds sometimes if he makes stupid mistakes, or if a player makes a dumb mistake. I say bring that personality. These players need.
Hey, they'll bring in more viewers.
It will bring in more viewers, get a lot more for.
So being a generic podcaster or announcer,
or like a woke person.
Let people bring their personalities in.
Exactly.
People love personality.
You're allowed to be human. You're allowed to make mistakes. You're allowed to have no filter. I have no filter. He has no filter.
Facts.
I mean, we're
fuck.
Exactly. Shit.
See, no filter.
Exactly. There you go. If we get penalized by the FCC, go ahead, penalize us. I don't care. I don't even get paid for this. Future Hall of Fame quarterback Tom Brady has spent most of his NFL career winning games. He has more Super Bowl wins than any franchise and holds countless records. Soon, whenever he actually retires, he will be heading to the broadcasting booth as an NFL commentator, which could change his perspective on how the media covers the game. That is true. Now, as he is regarded as the GOAT, he still has received criticism for his game over the years. Of course he has. Who hasn't? Even the best players suffer losses and have poor performances. And eventually, he will be the one giving his opinions and criticism on teams and players. Last month, Brady revealed how he deals with negativity from the media. And he did not hold back while talking about his reaction. This is what he quoted on here. I just look at the TV and go like this. He said, flipping off the camera and adding the F you guys, with a smirk on his face. This is what Brady had said. I have a feeling once he
Beautiful.
gets in the broadcasting booth, there will be less of that, unless he takes after former New England Giants quarterback Eli Manning, who famously flipped off the camera.
Did you say New England Giants?
New York Giants. Oh, wait a minute. It did say New England. Oh, my God. They wrote a typo on here. They made me. You guys made
former New England Giants quarterback.
They really screwed that one up.
Wow, they really did.
For the record, that's not me. I did not write this article.
I'm not even joking.
That is, yeah.
New England Giants.
Wow. That was, wow.
How you messed that up?
Let me ask you all a question. For anybody that works for
when
CBS
was this
Sports
typed?
out there, this was on CBS Sports.
When was
How
it?
do you people screw this on up? New York and New England.
It was
states.
It was updated 4 hours.
New York is not part of the New England system. Okay, it's not.
This was updated 4 hours ago. How do you not fix that?
How do you not edit that?
New England Giants quarterback.
I actually read that just now to an end scene, right? I'm like, wait a minute, did I write this? No, I did not write this. Here's my opinion. If they make Brady clean as a whistle here, a good little toy soldier here, to me, I don't like that.
That's a big loss.
Don't do that to me. Don't make me watch filtered Tom Brady. Make me have unfiltered Tom Brady. Make him drop the F-bomb. Make him say a swear word. If he wants to say what the hell, say what the hell.
Mm-hmm.
If the Celtics broadcaster, the guy who passed away, what was his name? The guy that passed away last year. I can't think of his name now. One of the great Celtic greats. If he could go on there and drop the F-bomb and drop the S-bomb on live television and they don't give a crap, then you can allow Tom Brady to do this.
Mm-hmm.
There's no need to filter Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
There really isn't. But guys, seriously, New England Giants.
New England Giants.
Who wrote this? Shayna McCarston.
Shayna, get fired.
Shayna McCarston, really? Can I ask you a question? Were you playing with the New York? Were you writing for the New York Patriots? I'm just curious. How
do you mess?
How does this happen? Am I in the wrong state? Should I be a Giants fan instead of be a Patriot fan?
All right, to New York, I guess.
I guess now we're gonna root for the New York Patriots now. They're on the New England Giants.
Yes,
doing a new thing now at this point.
How
do you screw that?
York Patriots.
I actually said that out loud. I can't believe I actually even read that. Wow, I didn't sound like an idiot on my own damn podcast. See? Anyway, but that's just ridiculous. Deshaun Watson. There's been a lot of Deshaun Watson news on the day right now. This was talked about as of today. Suspensions might come sooner than expected. This is what was according to this Newsbreak article. This is according to All Clemson, which I don't know why Clemson's covered this story, but okay. The NFL could hand out a suspension sooner rather than later for Cleveland Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson. Sooner rather than later, CBS Sports reported on Monday that the former Clemson quarterback is expected to meet with NFL officials this week.
Honestly,
to discuss it.
I know the investigation is still going on, but if he's proven innocent,
which I think
why would he still get suspended?
You know what really drives me insane? They don't realize, I'm just
really right now. It's basically
didn't they just drop the civil charges too? I feel like at one point too.
They dropped those charges.
Yeah, they dropped the.
They found no evidence.
They dropped this criminal charge and they dropped the civil charges.
But
they're saying they.
I remember I said this on said this on a past episode. Like, it used to be innocent till proven guilty.
Yeah.
Now it's basically guilty till proven innocent, and it's sad.
All I gotta say is, you're all proven to be idiots until proven otherwise. That's how I look at it.
Facts.
I mean, this to me is dumb. And I think the only reason, and this is my theory, if Trevor Bauer, the Los Angeles Dodgers, wasn't suspended for 2 years of baseball because he violated a sexual conduct, this would be an issue here.
Was that a domestic violence thing?
Or domestic violence, sorry. If he wasn't suspended for 2 years right now, the NFL,
it won't be surprising if he did.
The NFL would not even be thinking of this suspension.
Mm-hmm.
This is what it is. It's just the NFL and the MLB trying to top out some little charity right now to raise money for those domestic use things, which I'm not saying domestic is the right thing to do, but to me, MLB always finds a way to make it about money, and most sports team organizations do for charities and stuff like that now. Mm-hmm. So that's what it's mostly about. I understand that. But to go as far as to try to compare it to the other situation for Deshaun Watson, which we don't even know if Deshaun Watson even did this. A lot of people are saying he's still a pick. A lot of people are saying he actually did it. Were you there? Did you watch him do it?
Really?
Did you
I honestly think he didn't do it.
I don't think he did it either. And here's my opinion. Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence? Where's the photos?
Weird, because he won out of Houston.
Yeah, and the worst way.
Then shortly after he said that, those allegations were brought up.
Yeah. I think
so maybe someone in the Texas organization was so salty, like, hey,
I don't know who it was.
We'll pay all you ladies this amount
of
money to do this to Deshaun Watson.
But we already know who it was, though. It was Bob McNeil, the owner of the team, because he's a salty guy.
Yeah,
he's one of those old white privileged freaks out there that just
I mean, heck, if he wanted to really have Deshaun Watson stay, should have done a better job of building a team around him.
Oh, I agree, 100%. I think that the problem was that they don't want to part with their money.
And literally, the only reason that team made was because of Deshaun Watson by himself. He had no weapons except for DeAndre Hopkins.
That's really the only one
that was it.
Had. That's really all you had. I mean, you could say Will Fuller maybe, but I mean, let's be honest.
He was injury prone, so
he was injury prone, and he wanted out. You know what? The weird thing was, he wasn't that injury prone in Houston. He was more injury prone after he left Houston. I felt like.
Oh yeah, true.
Like I feel like he just like as soon as he left, like I think like they said to himself like, oh, you know me in Houston, oh they don't want to pay me as much money to play this other team. Screw you. And then just basically injured himself and made him. Although it's kind of dumb now at this point because now he can't get a job anywhere. You know, so that's kind of on him for being an idiot.
And for being fragile.
Yeah, and for being a fragile made in China. Made in China. Oh, we got some breaking news here right out of the gate here. Brewers pitcher J.C. Maha. I'm sorry, I can never say this right name. J.C. Mahaja. I think I might have said that wrong either way, but he has been suspended for 80 games for violating the MLB Joint Drug Prevention and Treatment Program. So he is going to sit out the next 80 games.
Yeah. Should I be popping them pills?
Yeah, or sticking yourself in needles with steroids.
Sticking needles, yeah.
Yeah, it's mostly needles in baseball. I can't. Although you never know, it could be pills. I doubt it because
I feel like in baseball it's mostly like the needle.
It is mostly the needle. It is. To be fair, it really is.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's 80 game suspension for the Brewers. Kind of a major loss, I guess, too, because it's another pitcher that you could have had, and now you're not going to have him now. So you're a dope. Anyway, but yeah, Deshaun Watson could be suspended. That's stupid. The NFL should really look into that before suspending somebody for that, because now you got to create a whole other case that you don't really want to have.
No, see, there have been like a lot of instances where a player was suspended for something that they didn't do.
Yeah.
There's actually a video I saw the other day of how like Troy Williamson, who was on the Vikings, and he got finally suspended because he went to his grandma's funeral.
Yeah, I watched that video too. Was that on Jaguar Gator 9? Was that what you watched?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, that's the stupidest thing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even play for the rest of the season. I don't care. Yeah. Like, you really gonna punish me for going to my family member's funeral? Yeah. That's cold.
It is really cold. Cold and twisted. Angel Stadium was going on sale for $320 million. Unfortunately, the FBI has put that on hold as they investigate for the mayor of Anaheim for corruption. Listen to this story. The $320 million sale from Angel Stadium to the MLB franchise is on hold amid on an FBI probe into alleged corruption by Anaheim Mayor Harry Sadu. I don't know if that's how you say the name, but I'm pretty sure it's Harry Sadu. We will determine what this means for the stadium play in the days ahead. Anaheim spokesman Mike Lester told Los Angeles Times in a statement, Sadu is accused of greasing the wheels of the sale in order to obtain a donation to his re-election campaign. So it's all politics here. We'll push them at least to have $1 million, Sadu said on an FBI recorded phone call. How bright he was. You know, for an Angels official to say no is bad. That's pretty bad. The city of Anaheim agreed to sell Angel Stadium and its surrounding parking lots to the team in 2019 for $320 million. It was later announced that the Angels would only pay $150 million in cash as part of the deal. Sadu also worked to cut affordable housing in the area of Angel Stadium by 80%. FBI Special Agent Brian Atkins wrote that Sadu knowingly provided confidential information to attend the stupid thing. No, join now. Join later. I hate when there's a pop-up and you try and read an article, and the one thing that really annoys me, it's like as I'm like in the middle of a sentence, it's never like,
it just pops up.
It just pops up. It's like
in the vibe, and then
now I lost my dance.
I don't want to read this.
Now I just lost my dance spot. Oh, here we go. Knowingly provided confidential information intended for the sole use of Anaheim and negotiating team to the Angels with the intent of concealing his actions from the negotiating team and the public for the purpose of assisting the Angels and himself at the expense of the city of Anaheim. Wow, what a complete scumbag. Atkins also accused Sadu of attempting to obstruct an investigation into the alleged impropriety. I don't think I said that right. According to the affidavit
Just forget.
obtained by the Times,
Just,
Sadu instructed an FBI witness to lie to a grand jury about discussions pertaining to stadium sale. City Councilman Jose Moreno accused Angels owner Artie Moreno and Sadu of engaging in illegal land sale designated to enrich the owner and the franchise at the expense of the citizens of Anaheim. Sadu offered no comment on the story. You want to know what my opinion is on this whole thing? The owner knew about this. The mayor knew about this.
mm-hmm.
The mayor should be I would say be arrested for corruption. Should be taken in FBI custody. The proof is right here in the pudding.
Mm-hmm.
Sadu, of course, is going to deny this. But if you got witnesses and you got people who witness this stuff, I don't know. That should be an act of that's a corruption right there. That's at least 10 or 15 years in prison right there for the FBI custody.
Mm-hmm.
Artie Moreno should be selling the team. This guy should sell the team immediately, unless he wants risk suspension and lose about 365 games or 400 games, because this is how much the suspension is going to go up to without pay. You're going to lose out on money. You're going to lose. The team's going to lose out on money, and you won't be able to sell the stadium to anybody at that point. I don't believe, although you probably could.
Mm-hmm.
But you're still going to be suspended. You're going to be without money, and for what? To help America get back into office in Anaheim, to make the stadium a little bit better for your benefit and for your friends' benefit, whoever's running in office. How freaking stupid are you people? Are you people dumb? Are you people blind? What is wrong with you? You have a stadium that is so nice. It's got a pool.
Mm-hmm.
It's out in the West Coast, nice weather. Let me just sell. Let me try to sell for $320 million. Keep the money for myself and screw. For the sake of the mayor here. This is ridiculous. For them to do an illegal land sale and try to rip somebody out of their money, rip off the people for the money and stuff like this. Like, don't get me wrong, the stadium is a beautiful stadium. Is it worth $340 million though? $350 million, whatever it's worth right now? $320? Not really. To me, the Angels organization right now, the fact that right now they're trying to play 9 games with the mayor and this, it's a joke. It's an absolute joke.
Sad.
It's sad. I mean, I mean, Harry Sadu should be ashamed of himself. I mean, it's not like that he was a savior of California, because of California might as well be a landfill at this point. They're so polluted. But it's fine though. It's fine though. If he wants to make an extra $300 million on a baseball team and for little charity donations to get back into office again, because he was that desperate that he's going to lose his spot in office.
Mm-hmm.
That's sad. That is really freaking sad. I wish I had a strong. Oh, we got some more breaking news. Oh, here we go. All right. Oh, wow. Another pitcher being suspended. Matt Harvey suspended for 60 games for violating the MLB Joint Drug Prevention and Treatment Program.
Honestly, everyone in the MLB suspended for drugs.
Yeah.
At this point. That's
insanely. We got some more. I think this might be the first time in this podcast we had some more baseball breaking news on the fly of the middle of a big, which should be a suspenseful story.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, we got 2 players who were suspended for doing drugs. This owner might as well step down, though. Artie Moreno stepped down. Harry Sadu, I don't want you to be the mayor of Anaheim. I don't want you to be the mayor for that. I don't even want you to be the president. Get out of my face. Go to the FBI, turn yourself in. You're going to get at least 10 or 15 years. You're probably going to get like 2 or 3 for good behavior. You know? But this is pathetic. You shouldn't be allowed to be running politics ever again now. You just ruined yourself. You can deny all you want. It makes you look bad. So, wash your hand of it. The Angels will get rid of Artie Moreno. They should sell that team as quickly as possible. Mm-hmm. That owner should be able to step down, sell the team, do it the right way, and join FBI custody with your buddy Harry Sadu. That's it. That's my take. Colts sign running back Phillip Lindsay this season right now. Nice combination of Phillip Lindsay and Jonathan Taylor this year for the Indianapolis Colts. That'll be a great deal. I don't know how much the deal is for.
Probably minimum
wage, probably deal, right? Probably a year deal. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, that's really it for the news right now. Oh yeah, that's right. WWE Raw last night had the main event. Was supposed to be a 6-pack challenge between Naomi, Sasha Banks. I think it was
Naomi, Sasha Banks,
Asuka,
Becky
Doudrop,
Lynch, Asuka, Doudrop, and Nikki Ash.
That's right. That was a 6-pack.
Well, apparently before the show, the current women's tag team champions Naomi and Sasha Banks walked out due to creative problems.
Oh, it wasn't before the show. It was during the show. They actually walked out. It was an hour before the main event was supposed to happen. So it was right.
And they went to John Laurinaitis' office, dropped off the tag titles, and were like, "Hey, we feel like we've been disrespected." Because I guess apparently either one of them was supposed to win and pin the other. That was supposed to lead to friction within the team.
Oh.
And this is the thing that kind of upsets me. I am a big wrestling fan.
Yeah, so am I.
If you look at tag team wrestling and other companies, they care about it. WWE, they do not care about tag team wrestling. It's kind of sad. The women's tag titles, honestly, haven't really felt important ever since they brought them in.
They never were.
I mean, the first champions, Sasha and Bailey, they only held it for a month.
Yeah.
From Elimination Chamber to WrestleMania. Then there was the Iconics. They barely defended the titles. Then I forgot who. I think Sasha and Bailey got it back after.
Yeah.
Honestly, the only time where the belts felt important was during the pandemic era when Bailey and Sasha held them.
Yeah.
That was always every other time. It's just like, hey. And honestly, all the tag teams in the women's division are just the current wrestlers just thrown together in tag teams.
Yeah.
There was only one natural tag team, and that was the Iconics. That was it.
And they're no longer with the company.
And they're no longer here. Matter of fact, I think they just retired from wrestling a week ago.
They retired?
Or they went to Impact Wrestling. They won the Knockouts Tag Team Championships. And then
did they lose the tag team titles?
Yeah, they lost them to Madison Rayne and Emma or Tennille Dashwood, how she is now.
Jesus.
And then shortly after that, they're thankful for their time at Impact Wrestling and basically
peaced out.
Well, I want to say they retired. They're just focused on modeling or something like that. But honestly, I'm on the side of Naomi and Sasha because they feel disrespected. They feel like the title's disrespected. If you look at Sasha Banks, she is a very serious worker. She takes craft in her character.
Very seriously. I do.
And
I believe in taking
I'm on their side because tag wrestling, the women's wrestling hasn't, just right now they're starting to put respect in the women's division. But specifically the tag titles. Because matter of fact, I'm going to talk about every single title. Every single title should be respected and held with prestige and booked properly. Right now, take for example the Intercontinental title, which Ricochet holds. I mean, yeah, he's defended it I think 3 weeks in a row. He didn't defend it last week. But honestly, it's more of a prop than a championship.
Yeah.
Same thing with the U.S. title. The 24/7 title, let me not even start about that one.
Yeah.
Honestly, the NXT titles actually have prestige. They actually have meaning. The main roster titles, honestly, right now, the most prestigious title in WWE, other than the Universal title, I would say is probably the NXT UK title. Because look, there's only been 4 champions in 3 years of that title's existence. First one was Tyler Bate. He held that
6 years.
Or 6 years.
It was 6 years. They started in 27.
Because Tyler Bate was the first champion. He held that for 4 months.
Yep.
Then Pete Dunne went on to hold it for a year and a half.
That was 2 years for him. Wasn't 2 years
almost 2 years.
Yeah.
Then Walter held it for basically over 2 years.
Yeah. And
now we got Dragunov, who's I think a few months into his reign.
A few months. I would say. Well, he won it back in August. Didn't he win it back in August? Yeah, he did. It was that last takeover show before they turned it NXT 2.0.
Yeah.
So it's been actually for him. It's been it's May now. It's been 9 months. That championship.
Right. That's the only title that has kept prestige with it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Roman Reigns right now is the current Universal WWE champion. He just won a WWE championship back at WrestleMania. He's had the Universal Championship for like over 500 over
About 600
over
days.
like
Over
near 700 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, even though he has kind of made that title relevant, he hasn't made it prestigious. He's made it relevant.
Yeah.
Because that title was a joke ever since it got introduced.
Oh yeah.
Really, they should have just kept the World Heavyweight title.
Roman is the only thing able to make things relevant because he does things for himself. He doesn't listen to Vince McMahon, doesn't listen to Bruce Pritchard, doesn't listen to.
So no, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's other wrestlers that try to kiss ass, try to make things work. But in reality, let the wrestlers do what they do. Like in AEW, they have freedom. They don't write storylines. They just go with the flow.
Exactly.
WWE, they got to follow scripts. They got to change character. Like, take, for example, Pete Dunne.
Except for Roman.
What the hell is Butch? I mean, honestly, not gonna lie, I'm starting to like the Butch character.
I hate it.
But, like, still.
It's stupid. Here's the thing with Vince. He's trying to
He's
ruin,
old.
He's trying to
recreate.
He's trying to ruin every NXT thing because it's a vendetta against Triple H.
That's another thing.
It's always
NXT.
a vendetta against Triple H because Vince McMahon, that was his baby, his new baby that he wanted to do, that he wanted to turn into a game show, and he wanted
NXT
to do
was just
that,
fine
do that.
until Triple H unfortunately did have to leave due to health concerns.
Right, exactly.
And then Vince was like, "Okay, you're gone. Rebrand NXT to 2.0."
Out here right into a game.
And like,
although in this point,
no, right now they're basically NXT is only for young guys. They're trying to sign a bunch of young guys, develop them.
Well, that was the case. Then why they bring back Mandy Rose 7 years later to NXT become the NXT Women's Champion?
And that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. Like this is my opinion.
Like, there's only good young wrestlers that I see there, like Braun Breaker, Cora Jade, Nathan Frazier, the young ones. Those are the guys that could actually, I feel like, are good for future company.
Vince McMahon only cares about Vince McMahon. He does not care about any of the talent. Doesn't give a damn about any of the talent in the shows. He doesn't care. He's in his mind. His shit is so great, and he takes.
In reality, it's not. He's out of touch.
It's terrible. He never wanted women's tag team wrestling. He was forced into it by Stephanie McMahon and the rest of the locker room.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't want a women's
and he just decided to.
Was again forced by Stephanie McMahon and the women's locker room.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason why they are doing this now with the women is because in reality they don't want a woke campaign. They don't.
In reality, it's good that they are doing it for the women.
It is good.
It should have been done a long time ago.
I know, but the reality of it is, you got Vince McMahon who just thinks all these women just need to shake their asses. He's just He's just horny.
Exactly.
He's just horny. That's all.
Back then,
you got a horny 75-year-old man at this point.
Bra and panties matches galore. Now, women's wrestling is taken
pure wrestling
seriously.
It's taken seriously,
except for basically the tag team division.
Yeah. The tag team division wasn't even taken seriously anyway, even with the men's division. And you want my honest opinion?
Oh, right.
They're not even planning on unifying the tag team belts at this point. There's reports going around right now this Friday on SmackDown where those tag team belts are going to be in the line.
And then DQ, most likely.
And then a DQ.
Which in reality, they shouldn't even unify the titles. I don't.
They shouldn't even have the match at all this Friday on SmackDown. And the only reason why they even have the match at all on SmackDown this week is because the last ratings of these shows have been terrible. They're not watchable. They're worse than Raw. They're actually worse than Raw. That's actually painful to say that a Fox program, sports program at best, is worse than Monday Night Raw, a 3-hour show that, let's be honest, changes their script every single show. Even during the show, they change their script. And it's the stupidest thing because Vince McMahon does not know what he's doing. He's basically trashing NXT despite Triple H. Doesn't matter if he had a health condition. The guy could be dead right now, buried 6 feet under. He'll still find a way to ruin Triple H's NXT brand. You want to know why?
And NXT was just doing great.
Because he never got over it. That's why. He never got over that. The great Triple H has taken the Vince McMahon role at NXT.
Triple H knows how to care for
superstars. And made it 100 times better than he ever could. And took it more seriously.
It was actually more because NXT was probably being Raw SmackDown and Rams too at 1.2.
That's the only reason why he wanted to ruin it. It was all despite because in his mind, he felt like instead of being in competition with AEW,
he was in competition with his own. Yes.
So the idea right now, and this to me, I don't even know why this is my camera frame here, but anyway, the idea that Vince McMahon, people say, oh, he cares about he doesn't give a crap.
He really doesn't.
He does not care about this company anymore. He just
also, I see Vince McMahon.
He's just there so he won't age, so he won't croak soon. That's why he works out like a madman machine until 3 o'clock, 3:30 in the morning. You think this guy wants to sit in the couch all day long, slouch all day long, get fat, eat a bunch of Twinkies?
Give credit to him. He isn't shit. in tremendous shape for his age.
And I like him for that. I can respect that. What I don't
But in
respect
terms of running his company,
for the way he runs his company, to not even put the foremost of change or effort into it and not making it better and not salvaging your programming and your demos.
Heck, why do you think most wrestlers want to leave and go to AEW or to Japan or to any other wrestling promotion? Because they'll be better off there. They'll be happier there.
I think Vince McMahon cares about the money aspect of it. He doesn't give a crap. He'll cut 90 superstars and make more money that way because in his mind, it's all about money at this point. He doesn't give a damn. He's got a Peacock deal.
Speaking of kind of wrestlers, he cut. There was like a whole storyline at NXT.
Yeah.
Between like Dexter Lumis and Duke Hudson and India.
Yeah.
They cut Dexter Lumis in the middle of the storyline, which made no sense.
They cut Harlan in the middle of a storyline.
And Harlan, too. Harlan, a lot of people thought would be the next Brock Lesnar.
And he was actually planned to win the NXT championship this month.
Actually, he was.
Yeah, he was.
His partner Joe Gacy was planned, but then he got cut, and then everything changed.
I heard the whole plan was the plan was.
The reason they released Harlan was because like they say he wasn't progressing as a wrestler.
Yeah, he was progressing as a wrestler.
There are no. Let me prove one point.
All right, go ahead.
There are wrestlers that have been signed to WWE for years that don't even know how to wrestle. Like look at Omos. He doesn't know how to wrestle. Look at Dabakoto. Wait. General Aziz, he doesn't know how to wrestle.
Let me ask you all a question.
Harlan was only signed for like less than a year.
Remember Rosa Mendez? Remember that lady that couldn't wrestle for shit?
She was signed for 10 years.
She was signed for 13 years.
13 years.
13 years in the company, and she did not know how to wrestle once. I'm pretty sure.
First of all, Harlan's young.
Wrestling matches. I'm pretty sure she wasn't even on live events. That's how bad.
And Harlan, well, right now let's refer to him as Parker Pardo because that's his real name. He was only signed for a year and a half or a year, something like that.
Yeah.
And you give up on him so soon just because he wasn't. Help him out.
And he had some pretty good matches. He was booked like a monster. That's how
he was booked like a monster.
That's how you book monsters.
Yes.
They take time to progress. It doesn't take a month. Look at Brock Lesnar and the way he was booked. Was he having the 5-star monster matches?
But then again, Brock Lesnar was a natural wrestling athlete.
He was a natural wrestling athlete, but the way you booked him.
Parker Bordeaux, he was a football athlete, but still.
The only time he was booked good after that monster role was after he won the WWE title against The Rock at SummerSlam, after he was that match. And then he had the
But still, y'all gave up on him way too soon. He was only 23, 24, 25?
It's Vince McMahon. He treats everyone like a toy. If his toy's not boring now, he wants a new toy. That's how he is. He's been like this now for a while.
Honestly, yeah, that pissed me off because it was only.
You know what I hear about Vince McMahon most of the time too? He doesn't even show up to the NXT shows. He listens to guys like Bruce Pritchard, who could care less. Only goes out to Vince McMahon for the money anyway. That's the only reason why he's even around anyways, because he's friends with Vince. Vince can give him so much money in the world to basically say and do what the hell he wants to do. If Vince McMahon says this, he'll say this. It's ass history because it's good for him in his business to just simp money off of Vince. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
You're simping money off of a millionaire who should be a billionaire.
Mm-hmm.
In reality, if you want my honest opinion about Harlan being cut and released in this whole thing, if you got Bruce Pritchard and John Laurinaitis and Vince McMahon and neither one of them watch NXT, then they're just going to cut people just to cut people.
Yes.
To save money.
And most of the wrestlers that have been cut are from NXT as of lately.
And here's my opinion about Harlan. I heard they were supposed to book this guy to beat Braun Breaker this month. And then storyline, Joe Gacy was going to lose control of Harlan. And then he wanted to lay down and blah, 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 and surrender the title that way, blah, blah, blah. And in this case here, it'd be that fashion. I think apparently Harlan didn't like that idea. Supposedly they would lay down for Joe Gacy in this point, and he would just turn on his partner like that after they have a good shtick going. Because he wanted Gacy to continue as manager and then screw him out of the championship.
I mean, honestly,
and that was the storyline plan.
I would have preferred that, to be honest.
That's what I heard. I don't know how official that story was at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But if that was the plan and y'all didn't like that,
y'all are stupid.
Y'all gonna cut him because of that? Really? You're that naive about a plan that, yes, we've seen a million times, but in this case here,
it would have worked, to be honest.
It would have freaking
You would have made another star in Harlan.
Yes.
And still develop Braun Breaker in NXT.
Yes.
Bro.
What are y'all doing? Seriously. Are you that dumb?
They want to make new stars, but they give up too easily.
No, because Vince McMahon doesn't care anymore.
As of right now, What they're doing with Austin Theory.
It wasn't his baby to begin with.
What they're doing with Austin Theory, they're doing a good job with him.
You know what's
they're progressing him to be a superstar.
You know what's funny about Vince McMahon? He still doesn't consider NXT to be a show. When you took it over from Triple H because he couldn't beat them in the AEW ratings battle, you took it away from him, but you'd still not consider it your
Honestly, that wasn't even his fault.
It really wasn't.
It was like, hey, AEW's...
Why ship him the power? He wasn't that stressed out.
No, because
stressed him out about was Vince McMahon.
No, because Vince McMahon was just so jealous. He's like, hey, AEW starts on Wednesday. You know what? We're bumping NXT to Wednesdays. Wednesday Night War right now.
Well,
that's basically...
They were always a Wednesday show anyway, so what was the difference?
No, they weren't.
Yeah, they were.
Well, they weren't on
and then
network. No, because NXT was specifically on the WWE Network. It wasn't on cable or anything. It was only on WWE Network.
Yeah, that's true.
But then they moved it to cable.
I think it would have worked if Triple H was the only one that was still booking it. I'm just saying. Yes, they wouldn't beat him in the ratings, but at least it would have tied every week.
No, Triple H was still booking it, but NXT is supposed to be the development brand.
No, because Vince McMahon was part of it too. And when Vince McMahon got involved in network television, which is USA, which is his baby with Raw, he got involved. In fact, he took over more and overstepped his boundaries with Triple H, and that's what caused him the stress in the first place and for him to almost croak. Because if you got a 75-year-old man who's making you almost croak, that's a problem. That's a major freaking problem. Oh, no, the reality of it is right now, Vince McMahon should just step down because at this point, he don't got it no more. He hasn't had it for a while. He's only around at this point because he doesn't want to stay home with his wife, who looks like freaking Hillary Clinton. In reality, the guy don't want to stay home. I get it. You want to do – there's other projects you can do.
Long story short, bring more respect to wrestlers, bring more respect to titles, bring more respect to the WWE. Because right now, there's like –
And you want my honest opinion?
It's done.
You want my honest opinion about Nick Khan at this point and the rest of them and all this? Nick Khan can
probably care less about it.
Exactly. You got guys who don't care about this that you signed and be friends with. Why are you befriending people who don't care about the stuff that you created 40 years ago? I'm just curious. What's the point? If you want to bring someone in there who actually knows about wrestling, I don't know. Bring in Shawn Michaels. Make him run the company. Bring in The Rock. Bring in John Cena. Make him the run of the whole thing. I don't know. There's a million other ways of doing this. But you're bringing in people right now who are outsiders of the company and who don't care about the product. What's the freaking point?
Facts.
I'll
be back.
Your time. We're actually out of time because that's the last topic, and I'm done ranting. He's done ranting. Too. I'm done ranting.
And I gotta use the bathroom because I drank all that water.
You drank like 2 bottles of water. But I am signing off. He is signing off.
Yeah.
Our social media is down in the comment section below. He's out. He's going to go take a leak. I go drop a deuce. Goodbye.
Yeah. Bathroom! Oh, yeah.